These are the definitions that you'll need to know for the rest of the movie. Cell division and mitosis. The splitting of a cell into two daughter cells, cells that are identical. Chromosomes. A structure in the nucleus that contains DNA. Also, chromosomes are duplicated before the splitting of the parent cell. Chromatin. Fibrous material that makes up chromosomes and contains protein and DNA. Sister chromatins. Identical chromatins formed by the splitting of a chromosome. Mitotic spindle. An apparatus containing microtubules which attach to sister chromatins. Centromere. The place sister chromatins are joined together. Centrosomes. Structure where the microtubules in the mitotic spindle grow from. Anaphase starts with the end of metaphase, where the chromosomes are lined up between the two centrioles. The spindle is formed and each sister chromatid is joined by the centromeres and are being pulled by the microtubules. The sister chromatids remain in the middle and balance is maintained. Anaphase is like a game of recess football. Anaphase starts with the end of metaphase. At the end of metaphase, the centrioles are on opposite sides of the cell from each other, just like the captains of a recess football game stand on opposite sides of the fields from each other. These captains will take turns picking players to be on their team. In this case, we can think of the sister chromatins as pairs of identical twins who the captains will pick to be on their teams. Eric Rubin from the broadcasting booth here today. The players that will play in the game consist of only identical twins. Let's introduce them. We have Colin Kaepernick and Cam Kaepernick. They both have the same skill sets. They can throw the deep ball and escape from the blitz. Adrian Peterson and Marshawn Peterson will also play in today's game of recess football. They both have the ability to break tackles and juke defenders. Receivers Wes Welker and Danny Welker will also show off their similar talents. These are two relatively short receivers, however, don't underestimate their elusiveness and quickness. Vince and Gino Wilfork will both show off their pass rushing ability in today's game. These 300-pounders have great tackling ability and great ability to penetrate through the offensive line. All pairs of identical twins are standing face-to-face, forming a line in the middle of the field in between the two captains. No microtubules pull the chromatids towards opposite sides of the cell. The sister chromatids begin to split, with each moving toward opposite sides of the cell. As a result, eventually each daughter cell will get the same DNA. As this happens, the microtubules attached to each chromatin shorten. However, the microtubules that are not attached to chromosomes are pushing and lengthening. The lengthening of the microtubules is important because this lengthens the cell, causing the cell to eventually split in the next phase. Going back to our football analogy, each team is composed of one person from each set of identical twins that each contain the same DNA. Much like the sister chromatins are separated and moved to opposite sides of the cell, the identical twins are separated and need to go to opposite sides of the field. Therefore, each team has the same strengths and weaknesses, like how the two different sides of the cell are composed of the same DNA. While this is happening, the two captains are trash-talking, causing them to move farther apart from each other, like how the microtubule lengthens, spreading out the cell and forcing the centrosomes to move farther apart.